So the Samsung Galaxy Watch 4 is a watch we talked about a lot on this channel. I gave it my Android Smartwatch of the Year award. It proved to be versatile, accurate. Overall, it's just been a really solid watch that was really easy to recommend. And by this, I mean both the Galaxy Watch 4 and the 4 Classic. And so in this video, I want to talk about the 14 less known features that in my opinion are some of the best features on this watch. I was aiming to find features that most people probably didn't know about, but really make this watch stand out. Sometimes these are game changers, sometimes these are just subtle improvements that make your day-to-day life better. So before we get to 14, I want to point out that this watch right here is the larger version of the Galaxy Watch 4 Classic. But honestly, everything I talk about in this video applies to both the Classic and the regular, the larger and the smaller, the LTE, it doesn't matter. All of the Galaxy Watch 4s will have all of these features. Starting off with number 14, this is one that honestly, I hate to say it, but this applies to me a lot. This is phone disconnected alerts because I personally leave my phone places almost all the time. And so having this enabled, which out of the box, it's not enabled, but going into your settings, enabling the phone disconnection alerts, this allows me to, like if I'm leaving somebody else's house or if I get out of my car and I walk a certain distance away and it notifies me that my phone is disconnected, I'll know that my phone's not with me and I have to go get it. It's also great if you are somewhere that maybe your phone dies or something like that and it's in another room and you're expecting a text message or a phone call, it'll tell you that you're disconnected so that you can know that's why you're not getting notifications. So moving on to number 13, this is actually kind of a subtle one, but I'm going to group a couple together. And this is the accessibility enhancements that are on this watch, especially compared to a lot of other devices. Like really props to Samsung for adding so many accessibility features. I think these really help a lot of people. And even if you don't need these accessibility enhancements, I find that a lot of them can also be very helpful to anybody else as well. And of course, these include all types of things from reading your notifications to you to fall detection to SOS. And of course, you have also things like hearing enhancements. There's like a ton of options on this watch. I think a lot of people would really benefit from this. Moving on to number 12, this is actually taking a screenshot with your watch, which is really easily done, but before I show you how to do that, you might wonder, like, why would you want to do that? And for me, by far the most common time I'm taking a screenshot is actually when I'm listening to music. So if I'm shuffling some type of release radar, or maybe like a daily mix, or something that's playing new songs I've never heard before, and one of the songs, like I just really like the song, but maybe I'm busy. Maybe I'm doing something, my phone's somewhere else, maybe I'm driving, and it's just not a good time to look at my phone. What I end up doing is I look at my watch, it shows me what the song is, and to make sure I remember it for later, I'll actually take a screenshot by pressing both buttons at the same time. It takes a screenshot of the watch face. Personally, I think it's incredibly useful. It saves it in your photo gallery on the watch, and of course you can access that from your phone as well. And tying in with that, number 11 is actually a little subtle feature that a lot of people might not recognize at first, and this is when you have either music playing or you have a workout going on, and when you look at your watch face, so if you navigated, you hit the home button, you're back on the watch face, you can tap on that icon and it will either open your workout if you're in a workout, or it will open your music app if you're playing music at the time. And so again, if you're driving and you want to quickly like capture whatever song you're listening to, you can just flip your watch up, tap that, take a screenshot, and you just save the song that you like that you can then find later on. Feature number 10 that I really like on this watch is the manner in which you can reply to messages. Of course, you can always do handwriting where you actually spell out letter by letter what you want. You can do voice, you can do emojis, you can have T9, but really what I recommend is actually installing the Gboard app, which actually gives you a full regular QWERTY keyboard that you can swipe text and answer whatever you want, say whatever you want to reply to messages, or really anywhere else on the interface. I find this is incredibly useful. The Gboard app, I'll have a link below if you guys want to use it, but of course, that's something that I could not live without. Like T9's great, but having a full keyboard, I think it's just, it makes it so much easier. Feature number 9 is something that I think many people might know exists, but few people do it, and this is actually rearranging your apps in the app drawer. So, of course, from the home screen or the watch face, if you swipe up, you have all your apps right there, and as you swipe through them, like there are going to be some that you use more than others. So if you just tap and hold on any one of them, so say like the calculator app, you can then drag it up and place it anywhere else you want within this little app drawer here. And so the apps that you really like and use the most, it makes sense to either put them all the way at the bottom or all the way at the top so that you don't have to kind of look in the middle and try to find them. Like personally, I think that's definitely worth it. Number 8 on the list is actually customizing your home and back buttons. Again, you'd be surprised how many people don't do this. If you go to settings, you go to advanced, and then you tap on customize keys, you can customize either one of the buttons to do a wide variety of different things. So you can see if you double press the home key, you can either go to the most recent app or you can go to like pretty much any app you have. If you press and hold the home key, right now it opens up Bixby by default. I don't really use Bixby as much, so maybe the power drop-off menu might be more useful. Actually, between the two, I think I would still prefer Bixby. And then, of course, we can go and short press the back key, and that could do either show recent apps or show your previous screen. So two different options there, a lot of different customizations you can have, and if you're not using those, you're missing out on a lot with this watch. Number 7 is kind of an interesting one. If you go to the Health app, if you go to Settings, and then you go to Measurement, you can actually go to Snore Detection and enable that. Now, sleep detection or sleep tracking is something that this watch really emphasizes, from blood oxygen and heart rate and all the different sensors it has, but snore detection is kind of a newer one they added with the Samsung phone, of course, if you're paired with that. And so that ability, I think, is kind of interesting. It'll let you know, it maybe indicate more if you're doing snoring or sleep talking or anything like that. I just think it's kind of interesting because I've always wondered if I snored, and then using this, you can figure it out. Now, I've actually been recommending this watch for a few months now, and if you're interested in buying the Galaxy Watch for yourself, I have a link in the description below. This video is actually sponsored by Best Buy. Special thanks to them for sponsoring this video, and they actually happen to be where I legitimately did purchase this product right here. I did actually buy the Galaxy Watch 4 when it first came out from Best Buy, before they wanted to sponsor this video, so you guys can trust me. I actually do use Best Buy a lot. Right now you can save up to $40 on Samsung Galaxy Watches. With in-store pickup and with fast delivery options, there's still plenty of time to buy one for either for yourself or for someone else for the holidays, and you should definitely be able to get it just in time. Now, of course, one of the reasons I recommend the Galaxy Watch 4 and 4 Classic is because with the range of sizes and colors and styles, it really makes them versatile, and they're a great gift for just about anybody out there. So again, special thanks to Best Buy for sponsoring this video. Getting into number 6, this is one that I think is huge, and it's this ability to connect to exercise machines. Again, if you go into the Health app and if you go to Settings, you can go to Connected Services and actually connect to other devices. Feature number 5 is theater mode, but not just theater mode, actually theater mode with a timer, which is really easy to enable. And when you set up theater mode, of course, it's going to turn off your always on display and the lift to wake, and of course, it'll mute it and make sure you don't have alarms going off. And this is great if you're obviously in like a movie theater, but it could also be great if you are somewhere else, like maybe if you're going to bed, if you're in any other environment where you don't want alarms going off, if you don't want something bright, like enabling theater mode is really convenient. But my problem with that is a lot of times I forget to disable it, and sometimes it ends up being like 4 or 5 hours later when I just get used to like lifting my wrist and pressing the button, and then I realize like, wait, why is it not just turning on? And it's because theater mode is usually still on. So enabling a timer, in my opinion, is one of the best ways that you can use theater mode without having to remember to turn it off. It'll just automatically turn off in 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever you set it for. Number 4 is enable show media controls, which essentially allows you to automatically open the Spotify controls or any other media player when the media is playing, so you don't actually have to go and tap on the little icon on the bottom. This is something that Android or Wear OS has been doing for a little while, and it's really nice to see on this device here. If you want to enable this, you just go to Settings, Display, and Show Media Controls. Make sure you toggle it to on, and this is something that, again, anytime you're driving and you want to quickly take a screenshot of a song that you like, it's going to be really convenient when it automatically opens. And more times than not, if I am playing music, and if I look at my watch, it's usually to control the media, or at least more times than not, that's what I find. And of course, if you don't want to control the media, you can press any button and navigate out of that. Moving on to number 3, this is the feature that allows you to either shake your arm twice to answer calls or twist it twice to reject calls. And this might be something that you might wonder, like, all right, when would you do this? So, of course, this was made as an accessibility feature for people that actually needed the accessibility help and they can't use another hand for whatever reason. But I find that it's also really convenient for just about anybody else out there as well. And I'm really happy Samsung added this, where, say, for example, if you're painting and your hands are dirty and you don't want to get paint on your watch, you could shake your arm, you could twist it, and that's going to be really convenient if you're washing dishes and your hands are wet, or if your hands are just occupied, if you're carrying groceries, this might be convenient. But I want to warn you, you want to be careful, like when you're shaking your arm up and down in the office, if somebody doesn't know what you're doing, I don't know, just saying, it looks kind of strange. Number 2, this is one that I assume most people would know about. This is mobile payments. Having Samsung Pay on here is super convenient. You go to a gas station, you go to a Wawa, anywhere else, if you want to buy something, having it on your watch is going to be incredibly convenient. You just walk up, tap the Pay, and you're able to buy whatever you want as if it were like Apple Pay or Samsung Pay. Like that's exactly the same technology, and it's something that, I know a lot of people probably know about this, but you would be surprised how many people don't know that this exists on their watch. And of course, number one, the coolest feature on this watch, I would assume a lot of people know about this. This is the body composition measurement. Although I said it wasn't my most accurate choice for measuring body fat, it is an incredibly interesting and fun tool to use on this watch, at the very least as a baseline to track progress. Like, I think having body composition is something that really sets this watch apart and is kind of a game changer. Like, I'm really glad that Samsung added that, and I'm excited to see if other watches add that as well. But those are my top 14 features. Hopefully most of them were lesser known. If there are any that you really like that I didn't list, leave them in the comments below. I want to see which features you guys really like, or which ones maybe you think other people don't know about. I mean, I'm always interested. Maybe there's some that even I don't know about, although I have explored this watch very, very thoroughly over the past couple months. But as always, if you enjoyed this video, consider liking and subscribing. I'm Michael Bryan. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.